Helen James stirred to a voice piercing her pounding headache, steady yet cutting. "Ma'am, you were half undressed and unconscious. Should I have left you there?" She squinted against the stark light seeping through the blinds, her temples throbbing as she struggled to sit. The blanket slid, cool air grazing her skin. She gripped the wool tightly, panic rising. This wasn't her penthouse, ceiling too low, couch too plush, air tinged with cedar, grease, and peppermint oil, strangely soothing. A tall black man stood by the door, navy maintenance shirt bearing Fred, in cursive. Her mind was hazy. After her second champagne, only laughter, lights, and a sense of danger remained. "Where am I?" she croaked. "Upstairs lounge," Fred replied. "Found you in the maintenance hall, cold, wet, dress half off. Leaving you wasn't an option." Helen reached for indignation, but her parched throat and broken memories left her vulnerable. The Monroe Tech holiday party on May 12, 2024, was the board's plan to soften her image. Smile more, connect, seem human, they'd said, not warning how shots under judging eyes would humiliate. Between tequila and a rooftop toast, she'd cracked. "Did anyone see me?" she asked, teeth clenched. "Just me," Fred said gently. "I don't talk. Your secret's safe." Her shoulders eased. "How did I?" She gestured at the blanket, the room. "You stumbled into the boiler corridor, nearly hit a valve. I carried you, gave you my coat, left a note, but you were out." She saw the jacket, FDNY initials inside. "Not just maintenance," she said. "Firefighter, retired after my wife passed. Maintenance suits my daughter." He didn't elaborate, she didn't ask. No phone, no shoes, her heels likely in the hallway. No memory past 10:37 p.m., checking her Cartier during karaoke. "I need out," she muttered, rising too fast. Dizziness hit, she swayed. Fred was there, hands ready but not touching. She steadied, cheeks burning. "I'm fine." "Didn't say otherwise," he said, stepping back. Her black silk dress lay crumpled, zipper broken. She looked at Fred. "I'll speak to HR." "This was nothing, Miss James," he said. "You drank too much. I kept you safe. No debt." "No one's helped before," she said, voice cracking. Fred's gaze held no pity. "First time for everything." She grabbed his jacket, smelling smoke and citrus, grounding her. "Why stay till morning?" "Didn't. Came back early, checked on you." She hated vulnerability, owing anyone, the whisper, "What if someone else found you?" "Thank you." "Welcome," he said, weighty. She clutched the coat. "Last name?" "Alex. Fred Alex." "Thank you, Mr. Alex." Her heels echoed as she walked barefoot, heart pounding. Someone saw her lowest moment and didn't exploit it. Rare. That afternoon, in her office 31 floors up, Helen stared at her reflection, red-rimmed eyes, pale skin, vulnerability she'd sworn to hide. She wore Fred's coat, craving reality. An email waited, CO's wild night. Rumors swirl. Her stomach sank. Laughter echoed outside. She closed it unread, turned to the window whispering, "This is how it starts." On May 14, 2024, Fred tightened a valve under the east stairwell when Heels stopped beside him. Helen James, hair in a sharp twist, eyes behind sunglasses, stood taller, like the headlines. "Mr. Alex," she said. He stood, wiping his hands. "Ma'am." "Walk with me," she said, leading to a side corridor, away from cameras. "Did you talk? Even to your daughter?" Fred raised an eyebrow. "She's 7. Dinosaurs and string cheese." A breath, almost a laugh. She straightened. "I need this gone." "It is, except in your head." She removed her sunglasses, eyes dark, exhaustion lined. "No second chances in my position, Fred. Understand?" "I do." "You think you were weak?" Her jaw tightened. "Don't. You were human. It scared you." "No lecture," she snapped. "You saw what I didn't want seen." Silence. "Then, why help me?" Fred crossed his arms. "I've been on the floor, alone. Promised I'd never walk away, no matter who." "That simple? That hard?" Helen exhaled, softening. I didn't know your name till morning. Most don't. Invisibility's my luxury. I'm the opposite. Exactly. She paused. They want a press photo, shake hands, smile for investors. I haven't slept in 3 days. Fake the smile, not the rest. Meaning, need someone to see you, find them. One's enough. She stared too long. Her phone buzzed. They're waiting, she murmured. Let them. You're different. Why I won't last here? Fired? Not yet. You don't owe me. I do. Sunglasses on, she glanced back. Thanks again, Fred. Anytime, Helen. Her name, not Miss James, Jared, grounded. She left, citrus and command trailing. Fred returned to the stairwell, her eyes lingering. That afternoon, grainy stairwell photos hit. Helen carried, head on a man's shoulder, his skin dark. Headlines screamed, CO's secret escort. Mystery man? Worst, climbing fast. Fred sat at lunch, sandwich untouched, Sarah's picture by a Fire Academy quote. Character is what you do unseen. This was about their story, not the photo. That evening, Helen read headlines, fingers trembling, heart hammering. Legal emailed, deny employee contact. HR's drafting. She couldn't lie, he gave her dignity. Tomorrow cameras. Tonight she felt seen, not a symbol, a woman lifted gently. On May 15, 2024, Helen faced Monroe Tech's press wall, navy dress crisp, hair sleek. Cameras flashed, reporters roared. Scandal, misconduct. A publicist handed a statement, denying Fred entirely. Her stomach churned. They wanted lies. She set it aside. I'll speak plainly, she said, chest tight. Not as CEO, as a woman who erred. I drank too much at the celebration. My fault. But I was helped, respected. Fred Alex, temporary maintenance, doesn't deserve this. He showed decency I rarely see, and I won't deny it. Gasps, flashes. The publicist winced. Helen stepped down, spine straight. In the break room, Fred watched her on TV, mop in hand. A coworker muttered crudely. Fred set the mop aside, stepped out. The building chilled. Anna, the receptionist, gave a nod. Outside, wind cut his jacket. He sat by the freight entrance. She'd named him, faced the storm alone. That night, Helen stood in her penthouse, barefoot on tile, Fred's jacket like armor. An unknown number called. It's Fred. I figured, she said, turning from the glass. Bold press conference. It wasn't. It was enough. Silence. This could cost everything, he said. Maybe, she said. But erasing you, what am I protecting? Your future. I built it. I don't beg. His voice softened. Most wouldn't. You carried me, covered me. That matters, even if the board disagrees. They'll hit harder. Let them. Stubborn. She laughed. When right. A pause, wind on his end. You have my coat. I do. Suits you. After. She sat, jacket around her, feeling human. Fred, on the building steps, looked at faint stars, thinking of Sarah asleep, hope tugging. On May 18, 2024, Fred fixed a radiator in the mechanical room when heels clicked. Found you, Helen said, in jeans and a sweater. Boiler room, he said. Execs don't know it. She smiled. Trading boardrooms for metal. He stood. They're mad. 4 directors walked out. Legal wants a rewrite, PR a leave. You said no. Her jaw was steel, eyes tired. Why here, Helen? To talk without spin. He nodded to a concrete ledge. Sort of clean. She's Saturday, your kingdom? Fridays only. My daughter thinks fixing's cool. I don't say it's pipes. How old? 7. Stubborn, loves space, instant pancakes. I'd hire her. She runs my house. Silence, careful. You didn't ask why I stood up for you, she said. Saw your face, fear, gratitude, no faking. Not just fear. Ashamed I almost let them erase you. Fred leaned on the wall. They might. Not if I stop it. Worth the fallout? What do I stand for otherwise? He nodded. Knew a paramedic, fierce, saved lives. Brass pushed, politics, she quit. Gone. Your wife. Helen's breath caught. Sorry. Me too. Hate seeing fire snuffed. Her eyes glistened. I won't fold, Fred. Bend, maybe break, not vanish. Too many ghosts. They sat air dusty. She stood. Office later. Coffee, no cameras. Bribe. 10 honest minutes. He nodded. Thanks for more than pipes. She left, heels echoing. Fred's hands lingered, air shifted. Helen ignored messages, set down a framed article, youngest female CO, and thought titles meant nothing alone. On May 21, 2024, a clear photo hit tabloids. Helen in Fred's jacket, face to his chest, carried. Headline, CO's intimate moment, scandal or affair. Shots juxtaposed, Helen pristine, Fred in a creased ID. Merciless. Whispers trailed her at headquarters. An ensigned note, you'll sink us. She filed it away. That afternoon, Fred faced HR. The director, clipped, didn't look up. Review. You're paused, no pay. Fired. Reputational risk. I'm a risk. You're in photos with the CEO. Perception trumps consent. Fred felt cold containment. Leave your badge. If I'd left her drunk, would we talk? No answer. He left, city gray, unforgiving. Helen faced the board, tension thick. A partner tapped his tablet. Your behavior hurts us. I was helped, she said. By a firefighter, decorated. Unvetted, another snapped. He saved lives. A woman, photos look personal. Human, decent. The chairman, step down or we vote no confidence. Air thinned. Resign for being carried? For the company. Find a better mirror, she snapped. If grace sinks us, we deserve it. She walked through reporters, untouched. That evening, Fred held Sarah's backpack on his steps. Sarah bounced, unaware. A black SUV arrived. Helen stepped out, jeans, boots. Didn't expect company, Fred said. Or unemployment, she said. They voted me out. Benched me. They stared, cautious. Sarah, Dad's boss? Helen crouched. Not anymore. In trouble? A bit. Bad. I was honest. Sarah tilted her head. Daddy says honesty causes trouble. Helen laughed. Fred shook his head. She's right. Relief settled in Helen's chest. She'd chosen truth, not alone. On May 24, 2024, Helen refused interviews, stayed silent. A blurry photo spread, Fred with Sarah on his shoulders, her with a toy rocket. Caption, this guy's a threat? It went viral, a journalist writing of a woman's truth costing all, a man punished for right. Comments, truth's rare. Janitors are honorable. I'd hire them. Helen read, feeling vindication. She knocked on Fred's door. Sarah, glitter in hair, grinned. You came. We made cookies, some burned. Fred, cookie of regret? Helen laughed. The apartment, paper stars, Sarah's drawings, a space book, felt like home. Saw the article, Fred said, pouring lemonade. Not me, she said. Someone saw truth. New. Weird, like waiting for a punchline. Sometimes none comes, he said. Sarah offered a cookie. Helen bit, hiding a cough. Ambition. Cinnamon, Fred said. They laughed. At the window, city lights cold, Helen murmured. They said I fell from grace. You landed, Fred said. Miss the firehouse? He nodded. The people who ran in. I want that place. Get the chance. I'll make it. He showed a notebook, non-profit sketches. You did this. After the firehouse. I care. Let's build it. Means working with me. I know. We don't walk. We don't. Helen felt weight lift, building a life deserved. It began in a Bronx storage unit, folding chairs, projector. Fred named it the workshop. Helen brought laptops, coffee. It smelled of drywall, but they had a door idea. On May 27, 2024, Carly asked about resumes. Helen and Fred shrugged. We do now. By week 2, mechanics workshops, GED prep, and evening space had waiting lists. Helen worked, sleeves rolled, umbrellas in rain. No one cared about her past, she was there. Fred saw her teach teens emails, clear subject, own it. He smirked. Charging tuition soon? When you charge rent. They laughed worldwide. Monroe's new CEO gave interviews. Helen built shelves with Fred. A news crew came. Redemption? Affair? Fred, this is people with nowhere else. Wrong job if that's not news. Headlines flared. Disgrace CEO's charity. Helen read, chest heavy. Carly texted, got the job. Your tips worked. Let them talk. The ones who mattered knew. Fred found Helen on the stoop, his jacket on her. Okay. Will be. Articles sting. I've had that voice, after fires, Sarah's fears. Drown it with truth, kids learning, dignity. Helen leaned on his shoulder. How do you know what to say? I just say it. They sat, silence earned, Helen rebuilding herself. On May 30th, 2024, Helen arrived, thermos in hand. A line waited. Mothers, a veteran, teens. She flipped the open sign, coffee and cinnamon wafting. 3 coaches, grant writer, Grace's muffins, she called. Fred sorted forms. Early, he said. Beat you, she grinned. Coffee. He passed a cup. Busy today. Good. He whispered, alley guy last night, not for help. Monroe. Maybe. Unease hit. The center buzzed, Grace's circle, sandwiches. Helen checked the back entrance, saw a man by the dumpster, gray jacket. Lost. Observing. No tours. Seen enough. Who are you with? Monroe's not done. Your name hurts investments. Or what? Permits, inspectors, funds. We're not theirs. Ghosts hurt profits. This is a mission. You were warned. He vanished. Helen locked the door. Fred saw her face. What? Company. Okay. Not scared. Press. Not yet. Sarah looked up. Bad. We'll handle it, Fred said. Helen journaled, budgets, Carly's job, Sarah's science win, Fred's quote. Justice walks quietly with heavy boots. She underlined it. Monroe wouldn't make her run. On June 2, 2024, inspectors arrived, probing exits, appliances. Helen offered reports, calm. Routine, they said. She smiled. Fred noted their moves. Not routine, he said later. Testing us. We won't flinch. Garbage skipped 3 days, HVAC off, bank flagged funds. Helen stared at a spreadsheet. Choking us. Fred shook snow off. Build louder. Not alone. On June 5th, Helen wrote, we're pressured. Show up. She printed 60 flyers. By June 7th, the center overflowed. Carly, veterans, teens with posters. This saved me. A reporter arrived. Write truth, Helen said. The piece ran June 9th. Center faces quiet war. It named names. By June 11th, a donor covered utilities. June 13th, legal help arrived. June 14th, a note. You've targeted everyone. Pull out. Fred, creepy. Helen filed it. In. Gutink. That night, Sarah asked Fred, if your name's bad, is it gone? He's Saturday, truth sticks, takes time. You okay? Better, with people who know me. Helen's throat tightened. June 15th, she wrote, they can't rewrite our future. It was underlined thrice. On June 18th, 2024, graffiti on the door, liars. Shut it. Helen photographed it. Fred, sloppy. Cameras got them. Back up first. She met Vivian Harry, ex-prosecutor. They want credibility, not walls. File with the commission. Press in shadows. Protection. Jerry, a cop, listens. Helen tidied, saw a note. You gave my dad his smile. Fred brought food. Haven't eaten? Thought I'd forget hunger. Vivian says we have a case. Jerry flagged 4 names. It's real. We're here. Enough. A start. Helen paced later. A text, windows cracked. Her latch was moved. No sleep. June 19th, Jerry took her report. Cameras, alarms, patrols. Thanks. They want your resolve. Hold it. June 22nd, a forum, cider, goods, full chairs. Helen, we're survivors by intention. No men will erase us. Applause roared. Outside, 2 men watched, one calling, she's rallying. Remind her who she's against. On June 24, 2024, the center's padlock was changed. Helen called Fred. Not ours. Coming. A sticker, code violation. She peeled it. Fred arrived with Sarah. They shut us out. Not legally, he said. Bluffing. Helen took Sarah to draw. Fred popped the lock. Inside, lemon cleaner stung. Intimidation. We'll show it's ours. Helen emailed, locked out, we're back. Bring your voice. Vivian brought an injunction. Live stream. At 6 p.m., under this belongs to the people, Helen spoke. They tried erasing us. This is survival. A team. Here I speak without shaking. The stream soared. A comment. Ask about Vegas. Helen froze. Fred, okay. Old stuff, she whispered. Truth's deeper. Cruel emails hit, no redemption. She held an old photo, a regretted choice. June 25th she posted, we're not our worst. We're our next choice. It went viral, you stood up. A note, survive shame, build past it. Fred, running. Never. Snow fell like truth. On June 26, 2024, Helen brushed handrails. The council vote loomed. Fred set chairs. Ready. We don't leave silent. Volunteers came, Carly, teachers, teens, Sarah with my dad helps. They marched to City Hall. Vanessa Franca called order. Helen, I'm Helen James, Harbor founder. You know our work. Fear drives your agenda. Fear of the marginalized having worth. We ask space to heal. If taken, we'll rebuild. Fred, I'm Fred Alex, father. I fix pipes, teach wrenches. My daughter's future lives here. The vote, 6-4, kept the center open. Cheers erupted. That night, lights glowed, music played. Helen poured cocoa. Fred, something cracked open. Wish quieter? Not honest. Outside, snow stopped, reflecting life. Helen wasn't the party's fearful woman. Fred smiled. You crashed my life, co-conspirator. Best accident stay. Why not run? Your eyes, fear of their story, not shame. I wouldn't let you carry it alone. You gave me my voice. You had it. Needed space. She took his hand, he held it. Inside, community pulsed, justice, a second chance, a woman heard.